Hi, welcome back or welcome to the Cables, Lace, and Tails podcast. My name is Sue. How do you do? I am going to be discussing my Sandes Garn books that I was able to purchase within the last year. I've made 1.5 patterns so far. I'm working on another sweater, but I finished the one that's pictured on the front. It's called the Frankie Genzer, and Genzer in Norwegian means sweater. I made my Frankie sweater out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted weight. I'm just gonna hold it up. There's twisted rib details on the cuffs, hem, and neckline, and it's a very deep raglan, almost kind of like a dolman sleeve, but I really like the way it feels. It's very roomy. It's very nice. I really like it. The twisted rib detail is accentuated by having these large cuffs and the very large hem. I think the hem was 20 centimeters and the cuffs were like, I would say 15 centimeters. And then trying to remember how you start. I think you go back and put the yes, you make the sweater from here down, and then you go back and you pick up the stitches, and then you knit for about 4 inches and then turn over and sew it down. I just sewed it down loosely with whip stitches. I have a piece of contrast yarn in the back just so I can know that that is the back. It was a lovely sweater. It went so quick. The thing about Norwegian patterns, I think in general, not 100% sure, but from what I learned from Inga from Knitting Traditions, they may be limited on all the hand holding that they have, but they give you exactly what you need. Now, I did learn about this book from Inga from Knitting Traditions, as well as Anna from APT Atelier. I looked in the United States, and I found one. I think it was on the East Coast, but this book was like $20 or so, and then you had to buy a full sweater's quantity of yarn. And when you added up all the prices, you're spending close to $200 because you have to buy Sandes Garn yarn. Garn in Norwegian is yarn, so that's why it's paused. I did look into this further, and I found a Etsy shop. She is called Sun Yarn Studio. Things have changed since I bought my books, but at the time that I bought my books, I have a total of 4 pattern books. I got these all for about $11 each. And then at the time that I bought these books, which was last year, she only required that you buy 3 skeins of Sandes Garn yarn. And I ended up buying like 6 skeins each time of Sandes Garn yarn. And then I, because I can work up to for what I needed. I bought the Tin Pure Gint in a dark gray, and I bought, I should have had them out here, but they're in bins, and I don't have that much time to go searching. I know where they are, but anyway, I bought Tin Lina and Tin Pure Gint. I figured that I have like 12 of the dark gray and Tin Pure Gint, and I can hold it double with, I think it's alpaca silk that I got from Webb's in similar color, and I can get a nice sweater out of that. So why did I want these? Well, I'll show you the one picture. When I saw those two makers, Anna and Inga, make this one thing. I just wanted it so bad, and now I can't find it, but I know it's in here. Sorry, here it is. This vest or pullover, or it's kind of like a vest because they have these things. It just looks so awesome. Now I haven't made that one yet because I had the yarn for this and I really wanted to try it. It seemed very simple. Without giving you too much of the information, I just put little dots on like each beginning part so I could like just keep it in track. So the next one that I decided to make was the cherry sweater. The cherry sweater. The cherry sweater, I'll show you a picture, is so lovely. That's the dress. It comes in a dress or sweater. I'm opting out of not making that part, but as you can see, it's a half sleeve, it's oversized. They did not come in a lot of different sizes for this. It comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sizes. I don't remember which one I'm making. I think I'm making the extra large. So I have it here somewhere. I have been working on it. Now with the Sun Yarn Studio, she has changed her policies, probably due to Sun Yarn or Sandes Garn requiring people to buy a full sweater's quantity. And in fact, in her notes, it says, in order to buy this book, which are now around $16, $15, $16, you have to buy a project's worth of yarn. Okay. Some of these books have hats and socks, so you know that would be a project's worth. See? And she's also offering 15% off on yarn. Now like I said, I only had to buy 3 skeins. I ended up buying 6, I think, each time, because at the time, prices have all gone up since I bought my stuff. At the time, it was right around $6 per skein of the Tin Pure Gint and Tin Lena. And then she also offered a 10% discount on top of that. And she's a very lovely lady. I don't remember her name, but she is from Lithuania. And for US orders, if you spend $35 or more, it was free shipping. So, you know, I spent more than $35. So, so this is the cherry sweater. Right now I'm just going around and around. There are a lot of stitches. I did add stitches to the sides here because I could tell that it wasn't going to fit the way I wanted it to fit. And I haven't tried it on again since. I want to get a little bit more length because I don't want to be a sausage. So this is being made out of the Upcycle Alpaca from Knit Picks, and I'm getting all tangled. The color Squirrel. In certain lights, you can see the pinks and the reds and the browns, and it's just very lovely. I have put it on. Some people say alpaca is itchy, but here's the thing about alpaca. It's hypoallergenic. Whatever they're mixing with the alpaca may be itchy, or if they're using llama instead of alpaca, but labeling it as alpaca, because llama has guard hairs and they will be a little bit more itchy. How do you know so much about alpacas? Because it is a dream of mine to have an alpaca farm. I have done a lot of research. I have gone to 2 different alpaca farms and did a tour. One was close to home, and I don't think they exist anymore, which is probably a really good thing because they were not, they weren't very kind to animals. They were basically, at the time that I went to visit them, which is 2008, 2007, at that time, alpacas were, blowing up on the market. People wanted them so badly. They have a lot of good things about them. Alpacas are easy on the earth. You do have to trim their toenails. You shear them once a year. They're relatively hardy animals. They can withstand the temperatures of like Wisconsin very easily because they are from the mountainous region of South America. They're a camelid animal, so they're really really beautiful animals. But that farm that I went and visited first was basically in it to get the money. And they, when animals are hurt, how can I put this? Herding animals or animals that like to be in a herd or a flock, they like to be with each other, okay? They find safety in that herd. And then when I was there, I saw all these separate, like, dog kennels of alpacas all over the place. So they weren't really next to each other. They were near each other, but they weren't next to each other. And it really broke my heart. And then I saw, I was in the barn with someone, and they were administering vaccines. Talk about cruel. Basically stabbed the poor animal, and the animal just was like, and I'm like, what is going on around here? Why is it not open? Well, there a number of years ago, but I think since 2015, somewhere around there was a barn fire, and instead of the alpacas running out of the barn, they ran into the barn and perished. It was on the news, and it's a sad, sad thing, because if you're going to be a steward of animals, you need to do the best for them because they're reliant upon you. If they were living in the wild, they would be just fine. You can take a dog, and you can, most dogs are very well trained, and you can let them go out in the wilderness, and most will survive, right? But not all. Not all. Some would be eaten by other, coyotes or whatever, especially the small ones. But a cat is more feral, and they usually survive, except our Sasha, because he was declawed, poor boy. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox, but I find this a lovely thing. I'm going to try to finish it soon. This is the sleeve. It's another long raglan. I really had fun up until I got done with the raglan and, bound off or set the sleeves aside and just worked on the body. Now it's just, now this is becoming I just need to do something with my hands knit. So hopefully to be done with this soon. And there are a lot of patterns in these books. There's some more that I would love to get, but I think I might just hold off for a little bit. So this one, you can see that it's mostly large sleeves, and I like large sleeves. So this is the Frankie cardigan. I love that. That's just beautiful. The thing I like about these patterns, this is a dress, you can kind of see it, is that they're just timeless classics. You can use any yarn you want. I mean, of course, they're promoting their own yarn, but like with the Frankie Genzer, I needed to have 18 stitches per 4 inches or 10 centimeters. And I got that with, with a size, here I have some notes here. Nope. That's not it. That's not telling me anything. I'll look at back at these notes. I think I used a size 8. Oh, did I use? I did. I made gauge with a size 8 or a 5mm knitting, and then knitting needle, and then, oh, I forgot. I'm skipping all over. I'm sorry. I'm skipping all over. The thing I learned about the Frankie Genzer was Italian bind off. And I finished the sweater to the point of the hem, you know, like right here. And then I had the sleeves to do yet. Okay. So I had I have 9 skeins of yarn left. So it took about 11 skeins, and they're each 50 grams for 110 yards. So I said, I need to do the Italian bind off. I looked at tutorials. I looked at my Vogue knitting book. I found a really good tutorial, kind of bookmarked it. And then I decided, okay, well, when am I going to do this? Because I'm going to need patience, time, and no one interrupting me. And I get personal days at work, and they at that time, they would delete a personal day if you didn't use it. Things have changed a little bit right now. So I thought, well, I'd better take my personal day so I don't lose it. So I had dropped my daughter off. Now, I didn't tell anyone I was going to take this personal day. Not a soul. Well, work, but not my family, no friends. I didn't tell no one because I did not want to be interrupted. I just wanted to do. So I dropped my daughter off at the bus, and I took my puppy for a walk. I came home, ate breakfast, and said, all right, it's time to do this. Now, I was really nervous. So I took, you know, you're supposed to use about 3 times the amount of yarn that would be a circumference of your sweater. And I probably used 6 to 9 times the amount of yarn because I was like, I'm not going to run out. That was a huge fear of running out because the hem is quite large. I'll show it again. So I was really nervous. I realized I was in a heap of trouble time-wise when the first inch took me maybe 2 inches. The first little bit, maybe it was 3 inches, took me an hour. I was like, uh-oh. Now, from the time I got home from my walk to the time my daughter gets home was about 7 hours. I did take bathroom breaks. I did drink stuff, but, you know, like water here and there, but not enough. And I did eat a small lunch. I ended up having to stand at times because I had sat for so long and it was really getting overwhelming. But it took me, I figured, with all those breaks, 6 hours to do this hem. It was painstakingly long. You know, because you're learning and hopefully you don't make a mistake, and then you have, with each stitch, way too much yarn. I really learned a valuable lesson. But the bind off, I'm going to show you, very nice and stretchy. I really do like the Italian bind off. You have to be in the mood to do it. I will say that. You have to be in the mood to do it. You have to be focused. Now, when I did the sleeves, I did not have that much yarn. I had about 3 times the amount I needed. And it turned out really well. Very, very elasticy. These went super quick. It was probably about an hour or so, you know, because I knew once you start learning the pattern, that is easy. But, you know, the first hour that I was doing it, I kept looking back and like reading and looking at the video and pausing the video and redoing and doing. Thankfully, I didn't make too many mistakes, but oh my God, here I thought I was going to get all this stuff done on my personal day off, and all I did was sit on the couch, watch Days of Our Lives, and pull yarn. But it's a lovely sweater. It does need a little bit of a, can you tell right here? It does need a little bit of a shaving. I've heard from others who have used Knit Picks Wool of the Andes that it does pill quite easily, except when you use it in textured stuff. So, you know, it's worth, the yarn is very nice, and it's, at this present time, it's like, I want to say $5 a skein, like $4.99. When I bought this, it was like $3.99 or so. And then whenever there's like a discount or it's on sale or clearance, that's when I pick up my yarn. Now, I'm gonna put that back there. The Cherry Genzer is coming along. I'll show it to you more later because it's kind of in that one odd spot. But here's another book. I love this. I think it's just so cute. I could totally see my daughter in something like this. She does not see herself in something like that, so I've not made it. This is, you know, you can wear it like this as well. And then that would be the back. This is why I bought this book. I was like, this is so pretty. I do like this, the Oxford. Simple, timeless classics. The beginning of the book, they show you all the pictures. And then at the back, you want to be careful when you buy these. You want to make sure that they're English, because they come in different languages. I mean, I love sweaters like that. So this is English, and I believe that's just English. I think this one here is German as well. English and German. Yeah. This is English and German. And then this one is just in English. What about this one? This one is just English. Nope. This one's in German as well. English and German. And then I bought this one because I loved that t-shirt. And there's a bunch of other patterns in here. I'll just show you this. This was a summer buy because of the tank tops I was wanting to make for my daughter, for myself. I love them. As you know, I like pattern books. Pattern books you can have essentially forever, as long as you take care of them, as long as, you know, you keep them out of mold or fire or wetness of any kind. So now I'm just going to go into my works in progress. Now, this sweater looks very pixelated on screen. I know it does. It looks pixelated when I try to take a picture of it, but I have sewn up all the seams. As you can tell, I do like the wide sleeves. I whip stitched around the arm, and then I decided to do the mattress stitch on the side here. And you know, I'm looking in the viewfinder, it's literally right there, but you have a hard time seeing it because of the marled yarn. This is Palette Twist from Knit Picks. When I bought this yarn, I think in either 2018 or 2019, 2020, somewhere around there, I got it for $1.62 a skein. I bought 10. I don't know if I had enough, so I did buy a couple more recently when it was like, I want to say $2 a skein. It was pretty cheap still. So last night I finished the collar. I did just the same amount of rows as I did on the hem. and the sleeves, 9. Then I bound off, and I did not do the Italian bind off, even though it's a 1x1 rib. I did, because I didn't want it too much give, but it does have a little bit. I did bind off in pattern. So I knit the knit stitches and I purled the purl stitches, and I just bound off as I went. Went really easy. Why do I have all these stitch markers? Huh? Oh, because it's such a marly wonderful yarn, I can't see. I can't see the straight line. On Friday night, I decided I'm going to sew this up. I want it done. I want it done. I want it done. And I was just going to whip stitch it. And it looked horrible. I'm like, this is not going to work. I have to do a mattress stitch, and I have to take my time. And so I got a folding table that's really quite high, and it's white. And I brought it out here in the living room, and I put it on there. I'm like, cool, I can see it. Turned multiple lights on, so I had a lot of light. I even used my knitting light at sometimes. I like this, but it tends to do this a lot, which I don't like. But I found that I needed to put pins where I wanted to sew up. So I would put it on each side of the hem, and every time I got close to one, I would just remove it, and then, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It took probably a few hours in total, well worth the time. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to start down here. I'm going to pick up stitches along this row that I have marked off, and then I will do the button band. I've decided I am not doing buttonholes or buttons for this. It doesn't need it. That's not my vision I had for it originally. I just wanted something that I could put on, take off, easy peasy at work. So I'm very excited to get this done. So excited. I do have to hide things from my cat Talulla, who's you can't see her off camera, but she keeps, stalking me. My puppy is over here on the other side of the camera, sleeping, snoring, and my other cat is in her cat tree, living her best life. And so that is that. I did try to start a gauge swatch for my next cable cardigan, but I wasn't paying attention, and I did the cable wrong, and I just pulled it apart. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And plus, I really, really want to get this one done as well. So this is the Emry's cardigan by, what was her name? Sienna Morningstar? I think it's Sienna Morningstar. It's from the Knit Picks Homestead collection. I'm still working on the sleeve. I haven't worked on this too much. A little bit. I really want to get this one done as well. I'm trying to bribe myself. If you get these cardigans done, then you can cast on a new thing. And my brain is like, but I really want to cast on something now. Can't I just do both? Can't I have what I want and what I want? And one of the reasons is I was debating on my Lopi sweater what to do. I've been thinking, so I was like, well, I have to get to 15 inches for that. I'm using size 10 or 5.5 millimeter. She's always watching me. Always. She's my friend who helps me, and my enemy who steals my yarn. Anyway, I was looking at my needle sizes, and I thought, well, I could do it in the round, the color work, the sleeve and the color work, or I could use my double pointed needles. And I was thinking about stuff, and then I was looking, and these, the highest number they come in is size 10 or 5.5. No, 5.5 is 9. 10 is 6 millimeters. They only come in 6 millimeter not 6.5 millimeter, because they suggest if you do it tightly, go up a needle size, which I think I might, just because. So I was like, well, I better finish this first so I could use those needles. And then I'm like, do I want to use those needles? Should I use those needles? Should I use the double pointed needles? And I still keep going back and forth. And then, I started perusing different companies, looking at needles, and I'm thinking, why? I have needles. I have a lot of needles. One year for Christmas, I'm just going to put my sweater bin up here. One year for Christmas, not Christmas, my birthday, I think it was 21, they just started loosening up the restrictions. And I went to Michael's, and Michael's had a massively clearance thing. It was wonderful. In fact, I've seen this container. I have different stitch, but basically stitch markers, stitch holders, and little safety pins. I've seen it as much as $5 to $10, even on Amazon, and I got it for $3. So I got all of these clover bamboo needles for $3 each. I have used them, especially the 16 inch ones. I like keeping things in their original packaging for safety. However, for example, I broke off the top of the 8s, because they came like this, and when I was opening it up, I ripped it off by accident. But I do have size 10 and 10.5 in the double pointed needles. Oh, do I have a friend nearby? I sure do. But they're just bamboo. They're probably about 6 inches long. No, I don't want you to have that. Thank you. And I mean, they're nice. So I think I might just use these. I keep talking to myself like, don't you want something easier? Just use it in the round. And I'm like, but is it really easier? And then I was working on my sock today. I didn't really get that far, so there's not really any need to show. But I was working on my sock, and I thought, I do like double pointed needles, and it would be interesting. It'd be something different. It would teach me a new skill. So I'm leaning towards that because, oh, wait a second. I just want to see something. Oh yeah, that's why. Okay. So for my birthday this year, this was on sale and I got discounts. And this comes in 10, 10.5, and 11. However, I bought these at the same time for the easy, you can't even see because it's shiny, but the highest number they go is 10. So it goes 8, 9, 10. So, anyway, and you need the smaller to go around. And my other small needles, they only go to 10. So, I think the universe is telling me, go with double pointed needles. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. And if it isn't fine, then I'll have something to talk about. Right? Trials and tribulations. How to get on with life. Now, I have my bin here. This is some of the tin Purlina I bought. I have an idea for this, but I have it in one of my bags, hiding from the cats. Oh, the kitties. But, okay. I'm switching gears. I've never showed this before. What's her name? Sari Norlund, as everyone knows, came out with her book. It's lovely. I wanted to teach myself how to read charts. As you can tell, I'm making the well, I'm not gonna say it. I'm making the scarf. I am adding a little bit more width because I thought it was too skinny for me. I like substantial scarves around my neck, especially when it's cold. I'm going to try and find the pattern. Okay, here's the pattern. I like this because she gives you a little, you know, a little string here, ribbon. And it's so pretty. And it's cable. So I was teaching myself how to read different charts. I was teaching myself how to do this cable. I love it. I have put this aside back in August because, excuse me, I need a little bit of coffee. Because of dishcloths. Now, I'm using the upcycle alpaca again. You'll see some trends. I really want to use up this yarn. Oh, this has been sitting for far too long. You can see the memory in the needles. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll just work with it. And I'm just going back and forth. So the last time I worked on it, which was quite a while ago, there's my stitch marker, and I did all that. And it is being made out of, I have more than enough yarn. I have 2 skeins. Actually, I have more now. I have, it's called Oyster. And this is a discontinued yarn, as I mentioned before. I love it. It's just, it's turning into this. It'll be very easy to mix and match. You start down here at the little tip, and then you work to the middle, and then you do what the pattern tells you, which I think is, you do, like, you finish the amount of increases you want. And then you do like a little bit, and then you start doing the decreases. It's not really mindless, but it's not, once you get into the groove, you see, and it is just lovely. Has a nice little halo. This is a mixture of alpaca, wool, and acrylic yarn. And so this is something I would love to finish soon. And it's one of the reasons why I haven't casted on anything new, because I'm trying to get the things I have been working on off the needles so I can use those needles for the something new, because I need size 4 needles for other projects, and I just really want to make more things. Other people have shown you this book. I've seen it many times. I got this and Veronica Lindbergh's Kuto Kavika's book. It's behind me somewhere. I'm not going to look for it right now. From Wool and Company. They also have Veronica Lindbergh's newest book. It is $46. I really want it, but I'll wait. So let me think. What else? Oh, my Lopi sweater. I have moved that into a new bag because it's right here. It's actually a pillowcase. My grandma made this pillowcase. My crocheting grandma. Just a simple pillowcase, and I didn't want to use it as a pillowcase because I didn't want to wear it out, and so I use it as I like put blankets in this. I've put sweaters in this. So I've been thinking. I'm gonna look. I only did about 2 inches since last week, and I was like, well, I gotta get to 15 inches. How's this going? And then I said to myself, I measured it, it was 12 inches. I was like, awesome, I'm almost there. And then I said, hey, are you sure you need to get to 15 inches? And then I said, I don't know if I am. And so I looked at the pattern and it said 12¼ inches for my side. So I did one more row or one more round, and then I set it off to the side. And now I have to start working I do have it. Where? I thought I brought it out. Here it is. I do have it marked. So here's the color work chart. But I know myself, and I would get confused. So I copied the chart, and then I made myself my own key because I'm using different colors. So I think on the pattern that they're using, which is the same color scheme. It's this where the dark blue's here and then the lighter and the white. And then I am doing, I'll show you the color scheme. I'm dropping everything I see. I'm doing this color scheme. And that's the one that's in the pattern. And this is the one I'm making. So I didn't want to get confused by the chart versus what I'm making. So I decided, I'm just gonna, uno momento. I decided to get some graph paper out and make my own chart. And so now I know that this is, because of my key, this is Arctic blue, white, and then the dark is space blue. It was a lot of fun making this. I had some trials and errors. I have another one for the larger size. Let's see if I can find it. Because it was fun. It was fun. And now I don't know where it is. And if I can't find it, guess what? I'll have to make a new one. It must have fallen out somewhere amongst my times of showing this. Unless it's on the other side. Just pay attention and look. So then I redid the other scheme on here. So this part is first. This is at the lower part of the yoke and the arms, the sleeves. And then this is, once you get everything combined again, this is the upper part of the yoke, which includes, you know, everything up here. So really excited to start the color work. That's why I was like looking at things. I was looking at my stuff like, okay, I do have this size needle. I do have that. That's being worked with this. This is being worked with that. How am I going to do all this? What am I going to do? And then I started looking at other things because I knew I had started a different lace cardigan and then I had to rip it all out. So this is Knit Picks. It's a lace cardigan. I'll show it some other time. But basically, I kind of wanted to show, I have someone down here just waiting. So you, this is on a 60-inch cord, size 4. I just finished the ribbing and I have a lifeline. And I really want to use these needles for a different project. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll like, you know, I can take them off, put stitch holders on and go back and forth. Oh no, oh no, oh no, no, no. Someone wasn't paying attention and someone took the Lopi. I wasn't paying attention. She was. I wasn't. Yeah. Hello, kitty. She's very sassy lately. She has been after my yarn non-stop. I have to hide everything. And I mean everything. Even if it's in a Ziploc bag, she's pawing at it, clawing it, just trying to get at it. And on Saturday morning, I came in and I heard her, I take my dog out in the morning. I have to actually be out there because she won't go to the bathroom without me watching her because we have a codependent relationship. But I came in and I heard all this chirping and she had a skein of yarn torn apart and I said, oh no, you can't have that. And when I, picked her up, her claws on her back and her front were like, ah, her eyes were black. She was in it for the kill. Now I am using again upcycle alpaca. I did buy quite a bit of this yarn because originally it was like $10 a skein. Okay, each 100-gram ball was 273 yards. It's sport weight, and it was $10 a skein. And then I got it for $2 a skein. which was awesome. This is the color Titanium. It's a nice gray. It's lovely. I will be paying attention more and putting lifelines in constantly the next time I make this, because I remember doing this summer. I got quite far, and then I made that really bad mistake and I didn't have a lifeline, and then I thought I could fix it and it made it only worse. I thought I could fix it and it only made it worse. So I just took it all apart and started over. Sometimes when you do that, it turns out better, because then you understand what you were supposed to do originally, but now it's been a long time, so I'll have to reteach myself. So that is about it for my works in progress. I haven't gotten very far on some things. I've gotten further along on others. Wait, I'm looking for something. Oh yes. And I am hoping to like, I was searching through stuff and I was organizing things, and I have to get my project for the 4-H learn-in better. I have to do like a sample of them, and I was looking at my yarn and whatnot, and I remembered I bought this skein years ago. It smells good still. From a local yarn shop, Tangled Up in Hue, Blue Blocks for Arts, in the town next to me. And this, I'm gonna have to use my glasses. This is called Poppy Passion. Now, I don't think they have this yarn anymore because it's been at least 5 years. It's 100 grams, approximately 400 yards, and it is 70% superwash fine merino, 10% cashmere, and 20% nylon. And it was $27. I don't know why I spent so much money on this yarn, but I did. And originally I bought it for socks. It looks like I have kind of taken up, like, done a gauge swatch out of it, because then I did the gauge swatch and then I took it right apart. But I don't want to use this for socks. I don't want to, I mean, it's cashmere, it's wool, merino wool, it, you know, it has some nylon. Should I make, it's next to skin, it's lovely. You know, you put it around your face. Like if I made a hat out of this, or a scarf, or a shawl scarf, you know, it has all these beautiful colors, these purples, these greens, a little bit of white. Or is that lavender? Can't tell. It looks like lavender. Pinks. It's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to make socks out of this when I bought it. $27 a skein. It's beautiful yarn. And I thought, well, I'm going to make socks out of it. And then I thought, do I really want socks out of that? How the cashmere is going to be? Cashmere. It has cashmere in it. Why would you want to put that on your feet? You should have it up on by your face. Use it as a scarf, a shawl. So I brought it out of my storage bin, and I keep looking at it, and I keep thinking about it. And so I'll let you know what I do with it. You know, I'll figure it out as I usually do on most things. Keep the things away from the kitty that need to be kept away from the kitty, because she is sassy. Oh, I will show you one thing. It is crochet. I'm thinking I might have to rip out and start again, only because I think my tension is too tight in this part right here. So it is, and I added more stitches for my ankle. So like right here, I think I just was too tight in my, oh, she loves this yarn. I don't know what it is. It's just acrylic. And I don't know if she smells something or what. I have no clue. But she loves acrylic almost more than wool. So it fits real good here. It's a little tight in this area, and then you do a heel, and then you know, it, it comes to about like from my ankle, it's about this big. I use these as sleeping socks. My feet get real cold because I was young and stupid and I frostbit my feet really bad when I was a teenager. And um, commercial cotton socks are too tight and cut off my blood circulation. But I need the warmth on my feet. Um, so I found this pattern, I think in 2018, 2019, and I modified it because my feet were bigger than the pattern. And that was a large woman's. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I have that big feet, but it's real simple. It's half double crochet. You just start in the round, increase to 32 stitches, and then you do the heel, and then you pick up around. I put it on my foot and it just seemed a little too tight right at the part that always bothers me, and I want it to be loose. Like I've had my feet actually, and I'm like, you're like half asleep and you can feel yourself pulling out, and there's no give, and I can put my foot right back in it. But my other ones, I have 3 pairs. One I don't wear very often because they are enormous. I just made them really enormous. They were just too big, too loose. They still work, but I don't like them as much. I like something a little bit closer to my foot to keep the heat in, but not so tight that it cuts stuff off. So I made 2 others, and they are wearing out because I wear them every single night I go to bed. I put them on. I only wear them in bed, so I'll wear them for a few days or so, and then wash them and whatnot. And they're great because they're acrylic, so you just wash and dry. Want to smell? Oh, yes. I mean, she has taken this skein, which was I got this from Walmart. I saw it because it didn't have its band on. They had it on sale for $1.79. So I thought, what better thing to do than use it for that? So I love to crochet. I will discuss crocheting more later. I will figure this part out too. If I have to rip out and start again, that will be fine. That's the best part about crochet, in my opinion, is that if you make a mistake and you're like, oh no, I made a mistake, you just rip it out. You don't worry about the lace unraveling and not being able to figure it out, and then you just start over. So that's what I plan to do, is fix it and move on and finish all my other items ASAP. I have been working on this sweater the most because I just really want to get it done. This has been on my marled cardigan has been on the needles for at least 2 years, and it's time for it to be completed. It's time for it to become a wearable object, especially, oh, I could just totally see myself wearing this out on the playground in those kind of springy days where it's warm but cold. Today on the playground it was about 40 temperature wise, but with the winds blowing it felt closer to freezing, but it was so sunny and it was lovely. I actually could not wear a sweater to school today because I would have died of heat exhaustion, but a t-shirt was fine under my winter clothes. Tomorrow's going to be closer to 50, which I don't really want to see this type of weather in the winter for many reasons. We have snowmobile trails, we have ice fishing, we have skiing, cross-country skiing, downhill skiing. Don't want her to get the $27 yarn. And, that takes away from a lot of tourism, and it just makes ice unsafe. Granted, we did have a good cold snap, so the ice should be pretty thick at this time. But you know, you don't want to take those chances on on rivers or anywhere there's movable water underneath, because that, you know, erodes the depth of the ice and people fall in frequently. So, yeah. Well, I have talked for close to an hour. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that you're staying warm or staying cool wherever you are. Enjoy the times that we are living in. If you know, you know. So, alrighty, that's all I have to say, and I will come back another day. I like to rhyme. Take care, have fun, hit subscribe if you would and like the video if you would like. If you would like. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I gotta go. Take care, have fun. Bye for now.